So guys, this is the Mason. I am back, and in today's video, I'm going to be reading you guys episode 3 of Advanced Warfare Weapon Variant Reviews. In this series, we take a look at some of the lesser known professional and enlisted variants of weapons in Advanced Warfare. In today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at the AK12 feeder, which is a professional variant of the AK12. But anyways guys, let's start off this video as usual by taking a look at the stat card of this weapon. This weapon has +1 magazine capacity, +1 reserve magazines, and -2 handling. So let's take a look at what this is going to do to the weapon. The -2 handling is going to increase your hip fire spread by 20%, which you may or may not notice, but it isn't going to be that big of a deal for you, because when you should be hip firing this weapon, it's only at dead center, or not dead center, but super close range, when you're right up in an enemy's face. You know, he's in a doorway around the corner, and you just, you know, immediately start firing because he's right up, basically his whole body's covering your screen, and you just hip fire because you really don't need to aim, because your bullets are going to hit him no matter what. So where this is going to impact you is at a distance. However, you pretty much shouldn't be hip firing at a distance anyway, so this is almost a purely bonus weapon. But you may ask, what are those bonuses? Well, the +1 reserve magazines is going to increase your reserve ammunition by 30 bullets, or essentially give you an extra magazine. However, your magazine size isn't 30 bullets. It is actually being increased to 33, which is the other benefit of this weapon, okay? So, think about it this way. You have 30 out of 90. You got the +1 reserve magazine, so now you're 30 out of 120. But, with the +1 magazine capacity, you're going to add 3 bullets to the magazine and take away 3 bullets from the reserve ammunition, so now you got 33 and 117, which is very, very strong, right? 150 bullets in total for an assault rifle is very useful, and on top of that, you have a minor increase in magazine size, which may be enough to get you an extra kill, which is always nice. Now, anyway, let's move on to the attachment recommendations. Overall, I wouldn't recommend a laser sight, just because the way you should be using this weapon, AK12, obviously very good at a distance with its accuracy and fire rate being very strong, but I do not recommend laser sight unless, you know, you're going prone and you're using laser sight and you just want to be dead accurate, but really there's no point, alright? Especially when you have the 2 attachments that I am going to recommend to you, which are quick draw and stock. Quick draw and stock, definitely 2 very, very useful attachments for assault rifles. I almost always try to equip those whenever I can on assault rifles. But anyway, the 3rd attachment I recommend is, well, if you want to, you can use a parabolic microphone, which is a very useful attachment and doesn't have any downsides, such as the silencer, which I wouldn't recommend for the AK12. Although it does have a good 4-shot kill range, its highest damage is only 4 shots to kill, which isn't that good. So you want to get as much damage, you want to get as many 4-shot kills with this weapon as possible, which is why I would recommend not using silencer. But anyways guys, the final attachment that I would recommend overall more than anything else is extended mags, because you'd be really playing to the strengths of this weapon if you use extended mags. Alright, your magazine size will go from 33 to 49. I'm using it in this gameplay, as you can see, and you just have a load of ammunition. Whereas with the base variant, you have 45 in the magazine, so not that much of a difference. But with this extra 3 bullets, it's also going to make you have more bullets with extended mags. But anyways, guys, One thing to mention that I didn't mention, there is another change with this weapon, and that is that you have the ghost iron sights, which are much better than the base variant, so you don't need red dot like you would with the normal base variant AK12, which is why I didn't include it in my recommendations or recommended attachments. Also, if you want to go super duper accurate, you can put a grip on and basically just have a laser at long range, pretty much almost the same accuracy as the RIP, probably a little bit better. But anyway, yeah, that is all for the attachment recommendations. However, there is one more thing I want to add to this part. All right, this weapon, in my opinion, isn't useful for, you know, getting DNA bombs and stuff. Or I mean, if you want to have a class that you'll be getting DNA bombs with, and you know, running scavenger and stuff, this weapon really isn't as useful as it is without scavenger, because basically the point of this weapon is that you just have a buttload of more ammo and you don't need to put scavenger. So if you're going for DNAs, you know, I'd recommend not using scavenger and using extended mags instead, because you could just really bump up the ammo from 150 to 275, and that's without scavenger, which is very, very good, and I would recommend using that if you want to go for DNAs instead of scavenger. But that's not the only way you can use it, alright? If you want to use this weapon just casually, you know, not go for DNAs, not use scavenger at all, and just, you know, take the bonuses and be like, hey, you know what, I don't have the rip, I don't have the hair trigger, any of the other good variants. This is a very good weapon to use because it's almost a purely bonus weapon, so why not, you know? If it's better than base variant, why not take it? But it's definitely useful if you're going for DNAs and you don't want to use scavenger. But anyway, overall, we move on, or I'm sorry, we move on to the overall rating of this weapon. And overall, I think that this weapon gets an 8.75 out of 10. Okay, normal weapons, I'd give, I mean, the normal base variant AK12, I'd give an 8.5 out of 10. This weapon just a little bit better, and definitely useful for specific things, like, you know, not having to use scavenger. Definitely give it that extra 0.25 out of 10. But it is not, in my opinion, as good as the hair trigger or the rip. Those variants are very good, but this still is a solid variant, and if you have it and don't have the other two variants, then this is a great weapon for you. But anyways, guys, we're heading towards the end of the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Advanced Warfare multiplayer content. But anyways, guys, peace!